Now, Paul doesn't mention his first trip to them very often, but here we get a quick glimpse. From the first day until now, you have shared in this work that I do. And so you can almost smell the gratitude as you hear it. I'm seeing loving, fidelity, close, warm, happy with them, right? There's something effusive about this. In every one of my prayers for all of you, because of your sharing in the gospel from the first day until now, I am confident of this, that the one who began a good work among you will bring it to completion by the day of Jesus Christ. I kind of mimicked this language in my prayer for us a few minutes ago. It's right for me to think this way about all of you because you hold me in your heart. The translation is hard to do there. It could be either they hold him in their heart or he holds them, but somebody's being held in hearts here. And that continues the loving, affectionate tone. For all of you share in God's grace with me, both in my imprisonment and in the defense and confirmation of the gospel. God is my witness how I long for all of you with the compassion of Christ Jesus. And this is my prayer, that your love may overflow more and more with knowledge and full insight to help you determine what's best, so that in the day of Christ you may be pure and blameless, having produced the harvest of righteousness that comes through Jesus Christ for the glory and praise of God. It's a beautiful prayer and reporting of a prayer. And it is one little window we have in the letter to how things were when he first came among them. He talks about how they shared with him from the very beginning, and it sounded like that in Acts, right? Now flip quickly, and it's an easy book to flip in, isn't it? This is a 4-chapter letter. So you can flip 2 pages in my little Bible, but it may be more or less in yours. And go to 4:15. Because near the end, he makes his second reference to how things are in Philippi when he first arrives there. This is a casting his eyes back. You Philippians indeed know that in the early days of the gospel, when I left Macedonia, in other words, when he, because he was imprisoned, and we'll get back to it in a few minutes, when he was imprisoned in Philippi and got out, the town governors, the magistrates told him to leave town. So he went from there to Thessaloniki and then on down and made his way eventually to Athens. But here he's saying, when I first did Macedonia and first left you all, you were the only ones who shared with me, right? No church shared with me in the matter of giving and receiving except you alone. Right? So this is not simply friendly. He has relied on their generosity, and they have been apparently happy to give it. At the end of the letter, he's going to suggest that they contribute to the saints in Judea, right? So we're gonna continue their generous spirit. But for now, let's just realize that when Paul first came, he hadn't been around very long. They already knew they wanted to help fund his ministry. Are you starting to see the bonds of cathechtion here? Are you starting to see how closely Paul and the Philippians bonded and came together from the very first, from the Lydia episode forward?